Hey y'all, welcome to another episode of U.S. History Made Plain. I'm a high school history teacher trying to make history as fun and interesting for my students as possible. So first, Lincoln decided to start small, and he asked Douglas how he felt about slavery being a moral issue. He was wondering why Douglas was okay with being indifferent and not caring about slavery when it is so immoral. And Harriet Beecher Stowe just let everybody know what it was. He lives in the South. He's a Southern Democrat. How can he be okay with championing, popular sovereignty, but not taking up for people who were being treated inhumanely? And Douglas did a good job of skirting around the issues and kind of playing both sides of the fence, appeasing the Democrats, appeasing the Republicans who weren't really true Republicans yet. So he did a good job of skating around the issue and still capturing the votes from the people in certain cities. Lincoln turned it up a notch when they got to Freeport, Illinois. So when they got to Freeport, Lincoln was like, hey, Douglas, so you're like the champion for popular sovereignty, right? So tell me this, how does popular sovereignty exist with the Dred Scott decision? Because your party just passed the Dred Scott decision, which said it is impossible, it is unconstitutional to exclude slavery anywhere. But with popular sovereignty, you're saying that people should be able to vote and say whether or not they want to have slavery. So Douglas, I'm sure, was hoping that Lincoln would not bring this up, because this is the one thing that could shoot him in the foot, and he can't win with this. Because his whole thing has always been popular sovereignty, he has to stick with that, but he can't say, oh, I'm all for popular sovereignty, because then it turns his back on all of his Democratic buddies in the South. So he has to figure out a way to finesse the system to be for both popular sovereignty and the Dred Scott decision. However, Lincoln painted him in a corner, and so when he got in that corner, Douglas ended up saying slavery cannot exist in a community unless the local citizens, have laws, pass laws to maintain it. So this was known as the Freeport Doctrine, and this was what Lincoln needed to prove to people, to show people who Douglas really was. Because in saying this, he stayed true to his popular sovereignty, but he turned his back on the Dred Scott decision supporters. So of course, the Democrats are like, you're not really for us. And if we get you in office at the White House in 1860, you're not going to be for us, and you're going to turn around and mess things up. So we can't vote for you. We got to let you go. We'll let you, stay in Illinois. That's fine. But that's the end of your run. You're not going any higher than that. Lincoln sitting back like, just watching the show, right? So Lincoln did not win that election. Douglas was reelected, and he was senator for another term for Illinois. But the Republicans saw how poised and elegant and how wonderful Lincoln did in these debates, and they realized that Lincoln was their candidate for the 1860 presidential election. So Lincoln lost the election for Senate, but gained the nomination to become the next president of the United States.